If you're new to the world of creating videos, it can be daunting without a doubt, from knowing what videos to shoot, how to shoot them, what equipment you need, how to edit them, if you don't want to edit them, how to outsource them, and so much more. So today I wanted to make this video to kind of give you my process currently of how I'm shooting videos and outsourcing them to editors so I can spend my time as a realtor doing the activities that are actually going to make me money, because editing videos isn't one of them. And I think for a lot of realtors, they're in probably a similar situation where you're already so busy during the day that where do you find time to get this done? And even when you are outsourcing this editing, what does that process look like? What's a reasonable cost? And how do you find the right people to do it? So I'm gonna walk you through my process and what's worked best for me so far. It can definitely be improved upon, but honestly, let's just keep things simple. So for the purposes of this video, I'm not gonna go through the whole creative process of actually coming up with the videos. It's just gonna solely be from the point that the videos are already filmed to getting it into the hands of the editor, and then going through that process and what it looks like going back and forth. But I will quickly go through the filming process, as I think that's where a lot of people get held up, thinking that they have to essentially not make a mistake throughout the entire thing or re-recording over and over and over again, and that's just not true. So first of all, I'm gonna get my video set up. Personally, for some videos, I use a teleprompter. For other ones, I don't. It really depends on you. I think it's good to use a combination. The best way to go about it is have a couple of talking points so that you can refer to them, but also so it doesn't sound like you're scripted. Now you're gonna hit record, you're gonna shoot your video, and if you make a mistake, just say what you're gonna say again. The editors are gonna be able to fix this, and it's actually easier for them if you can just send them one long file. So a lot of the time I may have a file that is 15, 20, 30 minutes, and that's gonna get broken down to an 8, 12, or 15-minute video. So there's plenty of places where you can find video editors, whether it's for long form or short form. You'll find them all over Instagram for short form, but if we're talking about longer form YouTube videos, you can go to things like Fiverr or Upwork. So once you found that video editor, one of the first things I'm gonna do is create a shared folder. Personally, I use Google Drive, but you can use whatever you want, and I'm gonna upload my files into that folder. So I'll share my screen with you now and just kind of walk you through what that looks like. So first of all, what I've done is created a file for that video editor. You can name it whatever you want. I previously had their name, but I'm gonna leave it out for now, just for identity purposes. Now, in this folder, you can upload whatever you want. I mean, I have here sound effects and icons and things of that nature. Most of the time they're gonna have this kind of stuff, but if there's something very specific that you want, it's never a bad idea to upload it here. Then for instance, screen recordings. These are just things for me personally that I had previously filmed, which were my own personal channel and what it would look like going through and subscribing to that channel. Again, a lot of these editors will be able to do this for you. I just had these on hand because of when I used to previously edit my own videos. Then I also just have some general instructions for them for how I want the videos to look, whether it's the fonts or the colors or whatever that may be. So for instance, just in this file, talking about the text, what I want done, what the general colors of your brand, the fonts that I like use, the sound effects. And so you can really add whatever you want in here just for general instructions so they get an idea of what you're looking for. When I originally created this, it was a newer editor that was still kind of in the learning process, so I was a little bit more thorough. It was also somebody who was English second language, so I think the more detail you can give them, the better it will be over time. Moving back into our file, then we have our project files. I have it called project files. So this is where I'll have multiple different files, for instance. So I would create a new one. Let's call it best neighborhoods in Vancouver, for instance, right? This is where you go in and upload all of your files. So you just take them from your drive, upload them here. I typically like to make a folder and just call it raw so that they know. Upload the raw files in here, or you can just upload it into the project itself. And then I'll show you one that I've already got going on, just make things easier. But so you can see, here's all my files that I uploaded. They're just raw. So this is a pretty long video. That's why there was multiple different takes, or somebody walked in the room or whatever that may be. Now, what I'll also send them is my script, because this is just gonna make it easier for them to know what the titles are. Maybe if spelling isn't their greatest suit, then they can take things from the video. Oh, look, we got a mistake here. And then it'll just make it easier for them to figure out their editing process, and if they're adding subtitles or anything else, it just makes it a little bit easier for them. And then I upload different B-roll and photos. So if you're not familiar, B-roll is essentially the videos that will be playing over your video while you're talking in the background. Photos are just photos, right? But it'll be the same thing. So for instance, this is a community focused tour. We've got lots of maps and stuff in here. They can just directly download it and then apply it to the video. This is especially important if you're working with somebody who isn't local and from the area, because it may be more difficult. For instance, when I've worked with other editors before and I've said Surrey, they've pulled images off of Google from Surrey in the UK. So this just makes it a little bit easier, especially if it's something that you're looking very specifically for. I find it a little more troublesome working with people overseas for videos that are local based because they don't have that knowledge. So personally, I found somebody who was local because it just made the process a bit easier. They had a better understanding. They actually live in the same relative city community as myself. Now, once you've done this, what's gonna happen is you're gonna send it all over. They're gonna send you a first edit, tell them to upload it back into your file, and then you're gonna be able to watch it, right? Now, what I've created is this kind of general template for the revisions that I'm gonna be doing in the video. So I'll actually walk you through about a minute of the video and how I'm gonna go about doing this. Now, this section up here that says major revisions, that's if there's something that's a continuing theme throughout the video that I want them to change. For instance, if they kept doing all the titles in yellow and you wanted those all in blue, instead of just telling them every single time it happened, I would do a major revision just to save yourself the time. Or maybe there was a consistent theme that you didn't like the way they added a certain transition and it was happening over and over again. That's where I would write it here, just so they have a better understanding going into the video. However, for the individual ones, what I'll be doing is actually taking the time. So let me just walk you through it here. I will pull up my video and we will watch it together. Are you thinking about moving to Surrey, BC? Hold that thought. Don't even think about it until you've watched this video, because today, so little mishap there. I wanted it to say until you've watched this video. So I think it said until you watch this video. I wanted to say until you've watched this video. Let's go back and see when it occurred. Are you thinking about moving to Surrey, BC? Hold that thought. Don't even think about it until you've watched. So I want it to be until you've watched this video. It happens at the 4th second. Until you've watched this video. So we'll go, oh, now they know exactly where it is. What type is this? This is a text, right? So if it's an issue with the text, maybe that is the size, maybe that is the spelling. Then I'm gonna choose this one right here. And then to make it even easier for them, I will actually highlight this component in red so they know exactly what is missing. And then we'll just continue to watch the video and we'll do a couple more maybe just to see. Video because today I'm gonna save you from making a huge mistake as I cover the 5 worst areas to live in Surrey. So for instance, here again, I want him to add Surrey, BC. Stay tuned. What's going on? Just a preference thing. So go 5 worst neighborhoods and Surrey, BC. So it'll be a text editing and then there, right? So then we just go through the entire video. Hopefully once you've been working with someone for a longer period of time, it's going to be a little bit easier. Send it back to them. They will complete these revisions, send it back to you again, and you'll kind of be able to go through, take a second look. Usually it's pretty good after the second and potentially the third time, but usually from my experience, it doesn't take more than 2 or 3 revisions to get it right. And so that's about it. Basically, that's my process. I'm sure there's other people that have way better processes out there. I just, again, want to simplify things. It's something that I understand, that they understand, and then we can just move forward with. Some of the editors out there may have other ways of doing this. I know that there's software out there that you can pay for that you can actually tag certain components in the video in certain time locations essentially to show them exactly where and what you want done. Personally, I'm not really at that level. I don't want to do that. You definitely could. It'd probably make everyone's life easier. Just not something I do, but there are options out there for it. And that's about it, honestly. So this allows me to just hit record, film my video, not worry about mistakes, upload it into a folder, and just give the general script to the editor who, if you're working with over time, get a better feeling for what your style is. And then hopefully you can find somebody, because maybe if they're offering you packages, it can be cheaper, as well as the fact that this whole process is essentially a growing process and just evolves over time and gets easier for both parties. So hopefully that helps. If you do have any questions though, please don't hesitate to reach out, as I'm always happy to help. Or alternatively, if you have a better process that you use, I'd love for you to share it with me. So let me know down below in the comments. So now that you've watched this video, the biggest thing is to actually take action. So get out there, find those video editors so you can free up more time to work in your business, which is gonna allow you to make more money, which is gonna allow you to make more videos, which will generate more business, and we'll continue this cycle on and on. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you check out another video on our channel before you get out of here, and we'll see you in the next one.